Good morning, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to carry on with reading some one-star GoodReads reviews, and we're picking on BookTok books. Should we begin with Powerless? I haven't read it, it's in my TBR jar, so I've yet to get to this, so this could be bad for me, reading some one-star reviews. There are 18,341 one-star reviews. What have we got to say? Oh, the first one's got a lot to say on their one-star review. They're very mad about it, we're just going to skip it. Oh, people that don't like this book do not like this book. The Powerless trilogy got some controversy around it because of the similarity it has to Red Queen. So a lot of the one-star reviews talk about the plagiarism that's come from Hunger Games and from Red Queen. So you'll find a lot of one-star reviews reference that. One-star review from Annabelle. Disappointing. More than disappointing. The hype for this book infuriates me because if this is the standard is in hell. It was basically just an amalgamation of popular tropes, and the main character was a carbon copy of every other generic young adult lead to exist, lacking any flaws whatsoever. Where's the originality? The world building? The character development? A good romance requires more than a few tropes and loads of cringy banter. Further, the writing was ridiculously poor and under-edited. Just two sentences from Jen. I finished it. That's the nicest thing I could say about this book. Savage. By Lookman. I've read fanfics written by 12-year-olds on Wattpad with better plot than this. This book opens with the main character climbing up a chimney. Then, randomly, 50% through the book, she has panic attacks due to claustrophobia, which definitely never came up before, including the aforementioned chimney scene. This tells you all you need to know about the level of care taken to write this trite, wordy, derivative mess. But I have so much more to say, and there's a link, so that doesn't bode well. The first sentence of this one, it's a little bit of a longer review, but the first sentence of this one just made me chuckle. The Temu version of Red Queen. Why hasn't Lauren been cancelled yet? 3 question marks. The world building, the romance, the tropes, the plots, and even the rebellion was copied completely from the Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. Mare is a thief, so is Pei. Mare started a rebellion, so did Pei. Mare is in 2 princes' love triangle, so is Pei. Both of the princes are in love with Mare, so is with Pei. The list is endless. She copied the dance scenes, she copied the forced trials scenes, she copied the characters, and only changed the names. She even copied stepping on toes, etc, etc, etc. Unknowingly stealing from a thief, loss of a father, silent stones or silencers, walk in the gardens, and even Blair's character was fully copied from the Red Queen's bitchy character Evangeline. And I haven't even read The Hunger Games or Shatter Me, but I know she's stolen stuff from those books too. Ah! Please don't hate me, and for the love of God, read the Red Queen series, or just even the first book. Powerless is a blatant copy of Red Queen, period. Yeah. Plagiarism's a big one for Powerless. So let's move on. Should we try Quicksilver next? We're like really hitting jugular right now because, you know, we're going to go for these big ones. So Quicksilver by Callie Hart. This is another one that I don't think I have. I'm a little bit snobby with reading like the BookTok really popular books. I know I'm going to end up having to read it, but I really don't want to. And sometimes these one-star reviews just do not help with that enthusiasm. So let's have a look. We have got 6,510 one-star reviews. Let's see what people have said. Did not finish at 32%. I've been hearing about this book non-stop in many of my book groups. High praise for it. First 2 chapters, the writing though. Will likely trash this book in my review. I don't know, still working on this one. I'm convinced everyone is being held at gunpoint rating this 5 stars. I feel so bad for all talented fantasy authors because how is this popular? The dialogue and the writing are so derogatory, millennial. So derogatory millennial. Those of you who told me to finish this are bad humans. Watch the reading vlog and very detailed rant review here. I need a palate cleanser stat. This is the age of romance authors dabbling in fantasy and romance readers 4 to 5 starring them. What is wrong with that? Because it gives a shit like this book. I'm judging everyone who liked this book. Please unfriend me immediately. Stop making mediocre authors famous. Romance authors either leave the fantasy genre to its people or for God's sake work on your books. God, just another Fourth Wing and Reckless wannabe. Not that either of those were good. Next thing you'll tell me Colleen Hoover is writing a fantasy. Why would you put that out in the world? Why? She quickly checks to make sure she's got no bloody Colleen Hoover. I've got Penelope Douglas, and that was the one I thought might be a Colleen Hoover book, and I was like, oh my god, please tell me I don't have one of those ready to read. I don't. I won't lower myself to Colleen Hoover. I made it to 25%. I just can't do it. This was underwhelming. If you've read any romantasy book in the past 2 years, you've already read this one. There's obviously a reason so many people are enjoying this book. Unfortunately, it didn't work for me. I don't normally rate books that I didn't finish, but the average rating for this is very misleading. Did not finish. Did I read the same book that everyone is raving about? It was underwhelming. The female main character and her brother are insufferable, and she is annoying. I'm going to be a hater for a full minute. Everyone is entitled to opinion, so this is mine. If you don't agree, that's fine. But it frustrates me when a book is mid at best and people overhype it so much. And there are indie authors out there who are struggling to get their books the recognition they deserve. Completely full agree. And their books are so much better in every way. Why do people hype up already popular books? And this book was terrible. The writing was equally as bad, and don't even get me started on the characters. See, none of these are encouraging me to read Quicksilver or Powerless. I'm sorry. And I've got like BookTok books. I've got the Vicious Lost Boys over here, and I regret everything. Right. Let's delve into some dark romance. Let's dive into Haunting Adeline. I'm a dark romance girly. I enjoy it. I like things to be a little bit more gritty and gory, but I do like reading like horror books. So I feel like that might be why the nicey stuff I find a bit dull. I haven't read Haunting Adeline. It's in Waterstones, for the love of God, and I keep seeing it and I'm like, oh, but it just sounds so terrible. It just sounds so terrible. And everybody raves about it, and I'm like, The actual average rating is 3.94, so that's a little bit lower than I was expecting, because normally when they're like this, they get raved about. I've just seen The Ritual. We are going to The Ritual next because I've read that and I'm very angry that I've read that. So, 1-star review. 54,457 reviews are 1 stars. So yeah, that's going to pull this right down. This was all hype, no substance. And to think I enjoyed a portion of it. I thought it had potential. I thought the story was going somewhere. I was falling for a stalker. But everything about this was mediocre, subpar and juvenile. It got worse as I continued to read. This ain't a dark romance. It just has dark elements in it. It was surface level and hardly anything was explored. Let me correct myself. Nothing was explored. All action, no development. The characters had no backstory, which was my main issue. I despise it when authors leave out something so vital. The writing conveyed nothing. And do not even get me started on the romance. This was child's play at best. I want to rip this book a new one, but I'm going to behave and do the mature thing and move on. This was not for me at all. One person's is just the SpongeBob gif of going, trauma! I don't know if I should be more concerned about the fact that this book has a rating above 4 stars. It doesn't anymore. Or the fact that it romanticises the justification of sexual assault and stalking with, oh, but I'm a good guy because I save women and children. To be fair, that's like a dark romance thing anyway. A lot of the Mafia books you'll find, she says pointing because I've got some of my Mafia books up here. Oh, but they're the good Mafia because they get rid of like the sex trafficking and look after women and children. Sometimes people feel like they need to redeem characters in a way, and you see that quite a lot in dark romance because there's got to have something or else they're just generally unlikable characters. So you're telling me he's trying to fight against trafficking and wants to save victims, but at the same time he abuses and calls her little girl like he calls multiple victims of the book? Lots of question marks. If this man was ugly and 5 feet tall, I'm pretty sure everyone would hate him and his actions. Pretty privilege is real. One just says, I never learn. That's a great reaction. Forget Adeline, this book will haunt me. Once again, you BookTok people make me want to die. I'm gonna pretend like I never read it. Please play along. Yeah. Right. We're gonna go to The Ritual because ooh. So, as I said, I like dark romance, but I found nothing redeeming about any of these characters in this series. I hated them all. I read far too many of them. The only one I didn't go to, is it Madness, the one Hayden's book at the end. That's the only one I've not read because I just couldn't do it anymore. But apparently Hayden's is a little bit different. Still just couldn't do it anymore. Hated the female characters, hated the main male characters. None of them had any redeeming qualities whatsoever. I wanted to shake everybody or punch them. I couldn't decide which one. So this has had 12,632 one-star reviews on it. Did not finish. I don't usually rate did not finishes, but this is for the brain cells I lost. This was so dumb. I can't even put it into words. As a kid, I remember accidentally spraying perfume in my eyes. It was really painful. Today, I experienced the same while reading a book. That's how much this book betrayed you. Books are supposed to be a safe place. They're supposed to bring you joy. I've read a lot of books, not a humble brag, trying to lend some context when I tell you this is one of the worst things I've ever read. Kind of funny though. You ever accidentally get hand sanitizer in a paper cut? That's what reading this book was like. I would rather shave my head than ever have to read this again. If you have any enemies, tie them to a chair, tape their eyes open and force them to read this out loud. If you love this though, like I love that for you, this is a safe space. We listen and we don't judge. I love that. We listen and we don't judge. I could do kind of judge a little bit. Like I said, I'm one of these people that read them. I read I think there's 6. I read 5 of them. And I was like, no, they've got to get better. The dark romance side of it, I don't mind. It's when the characters are mind-numbingly stupid. And this was this series of books. This was so damn dull. It pretends to have a plot for almost 500 pages. Yes, I lost that time of my life as well. But really, all that happens is a lot of exclamation points and the word whimper on every page. Oh, I love it. And the last one. This book is for people who want to watch porn but feel really... This book is for people that want to watch porn but feel guilty for watching porn, so they just try to read porn instead. It was terrible. I hated it. Just hated it. I haven't read... Should we do Den of Vipers as a final... The final book will have a 1-star review is Den of Vipers. Now, I haven't read it because I've heard things and I just can't... It's another one where I can't bring myself to do it. I just cannot bring myself to do it. It's a reverse harem book. And I, again, reverse harem, why choose? But absolutely fine with. But this one just sounds so dumb to me. So it's got an average rating anyway of 3.66. And it's got 19,001 1-star reviews. That's 8%. I think that's the highest percentage I've seen so far. This was the dumbest fucking book I've ever read, literally. This was literally smut cover to cover. And don't get me wrong, I like that shit. I grew up on Wattpad, hello. But I got to the point where it was so fucking boring. There was no plot, not even in the slightest. Yeah, never fucking again. Also, the scenes were very disturbing. I don't usually get triggered from shit, but this was very triggered. But I was very triggered from this. There was no reason this book had to be that spicy and not even in a good way. I'm a bit disturbed. I'm worried about where this one's going to go because it starts with, when I was in year 6, the day before my birthday, a bee stung me on the eyelid. The pain was agonising and my mum had to dig the stinger out of the inflamed, irritated eyelid while I cried. It was agony, and yet reading this book was nonetheless the single worst experience of my life. Why I inflict these things on myself is a question for my therapist. 646 pages, and for what? This is the most boring, unrealistic and cringeworthy book I have ever read. I've never been particularly religious, but I'm not my... Some 1-star reviews just really tickle me. I've never been particularly religious, but I might need to find Jesus after this book. This woman really spent 617 pages saying, "You assholes, I hate you." My pussy clenches. Like, that was literally her entire dialogue. I never hated a female character more in my life. Cringe AF, and I regret every minute of it. I wish I could go back to 3 days. I wish I could go back 3 days to when I didn't know this book existed. Never thought I'd give a book 1 star. Never thought I'd give a book 1 star, but here we are. I'm utterly horrified. I struggle with that too. As I mentioned, The Vicious Lost Boys. People love that book. People love that book in the reverse harem, dark romance subgenre. But I was like, the depth of the female main character is a stick person. She's got no depth. All it is she's got brown hair, she's skinny, and she likes sex, and that is her entire personality. And it was, come on, I need more than that. And finally, I don't know what in the hell of 365 days of 50 Shades of Grey this was, but never come near me again. Praying for my soul. And that was today's edition of reading 1-star Goodread reviews of popular TikTok books. I'm sorry, I don't really listen to TikTok when it comes to trends. Unfortunately, I do have a lot of the books though. And I do wonder what I've done with my life. See you next week!